So last time, luckily, one of the nice things about these dungeons is what happened last time is usually fucking super short. Because you went to the dungeon and you started going in the dungeon. You did have there was some stuff that happened. You headed toward the Scorch Keep, talking to Barkley, and learned that there's not only just weird ghost things in the basements, but there's also all sorts of homeless people that live in the burnt out ruins around it.
Like
We also
Reed.
learned that there are archaeologists from the Iga Archaeological Society there with some hired guards. Um, ran into some of the homeless, one of which, they might have told a couple of less than true tales to act on your sympathies, but it was very clear that they were starving and they were downtrodden and on destitute times. So Eckhart used his frontier cook pot to cook for them. After that, you headed to the keep proper and saw there was a small camp with guards within. Zara went to them and managed and sort of portrayed herself to be an archaeologist from the capital who wanted to help. The guards were a little bit distrustful at first, but they weren't assholes. They're simple mercenaries, and she was able to kind of win them over, and they agreed that at the very least they could introduce her to the employers. Zara's distraction allowed the rest of the party to kind of sneak past, and um, captain of the mercenaries introduced Zara to a pair of dwarves, a brother and sister wearing pith helmets, named Gilliam and Jillian, two dwarfs. Actually, kind of welcomed the help. Um, Zara informed the captain that she had her own guards to be joining her soon, so it was no big deal when the rest of the party appeared, as essentially as guards for Zara. After that, they went to, Zara was like, hey, you're doing this part, I'll go do another part, so they headed down to the basement, sort of to inspect the more dangerous levels. Okay, went to the prison level they had previously been on, which had opened to the Underdark, which leads to the basement of Old Farthing's Inn. On that level, they ran into swarms of beetle called Manabane beetles, capable of absorbing manage or capable of absorbing magics, but you did manage to drive them off. In some of the cells, you found old skeletons, people likely forgotten during the siege of Kurtz and killed by smoke inhalation or dehydration. The one you found a book called The Unification of the Disparate Peoples. They also found a ring with the initial JFG on it. Next level, they found some wine storage in a kitchen. Several bodies came together to take the form of a risen reaver, which they managed to soundly defeat. Near the iron door, they found skeletons, upon which they found 35 gold pieces and an iron key that unlocked the kitchen's door. They used the iron key to pass deeper into the kitchen, but as they headed in, a skeleton moved. Another earthly presence spoke to them. The skeleton asked for a drink, seemed unsatisfied. One he was granted. Moved a hand to reveal an ancient cookbook and flipped to a page, moaning that he wanted that drink they couldn't pass. That's kind of where it ended off.
Ooh.
Return
Hell yeah.
the slab.
Shit. You said it was like a spiced wine or something in this cookbook.
In this case, roll a cooking tools intelligence check.
I have really high intelligence, yes.
Just to confirm, we came from over here, right? The upward staircase.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if this
Is this an oven?
This is a small oven that has a chimney that rises up through the ground.
What anti-moves are?
It's not good, Colin. It's only
because
6.
it's paused.
Game is paused.
Oh. Okay.
That was a terrible roll.
This is an ancient cookbook. The ingredients you're unfamiliar with. You do see a couple of things that lead you to believe that it's likely alcoholic, such as particularly mash made of blackberries, but it is uncertain to what extent that is. It could be maybe some sort of strange blackberry wine or some sort of cordial, something along those lines.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I wanted
Okay. You scan over the list, and like I said, you get it's it's alcoholic, but you're able to make out blackberry mash, but you're unsure if it's wine, if it's something else. the ingredients don't seem that familiar to you. You see something called crimson root, which is something you've never heard of before, despite any sort of nature or culinary expertise. It seems like it's perhaps an old name for a herb.
Okay.
You're unable to discern much from that intelligence check, unfortunately.
I'll go over to this little bar area and see if there's like herbs and stuff stashed away or anything like that.
Roll a perception
Yeah, I'm gonna help him.
His fault. Him no smart.
Can I? Okay, sorry.
God damn, dude. I'm so good.
That'll take you downstairs if you keep.
Yep. No. I just want to kind of peer down here if I see, smell, or anything.
You can also roll a perception check.
I think I've had more natural ones on this character than I've had on Aruna the entire time I've played her. It's impressive.
Alas, it seems like most of the things here have been dried up and the labels have mostly rubbed off. You do see there are a couple of bottles. When you open them, pull the corks off, it smells sort of faintly acrid and a bit bitter. You find 3 bottles. One of them smells very bitter. One of them smells kind of like citrusy. And one of them smells quite floral.
Okay.
But the labels are long since worn off.
On my perception check, I get advantage to check to spot a hidden creature, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to make sure that there's nothing that's gonna jump us.
You see no hidden creatures.
Okay.
That are like walking up and down the stairs, or as far as you can tell, all the way down to the base of the stairs.
Okay. And the perception check was a 19.
You see no hidden creatures or anything like that. You don't hear anything either.
Okay. I think we're good to go down.
Well, I'm more interested in the skeleton guy. Yeah. Okay, so he knew what he drank when he drank it.
He said parched.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up to him and I'll take the floral bottle, Colin, and I know this probably won't work, but I'll try to uncork it and see if he like smells it somehow or can identify it. See if he reacts to it. Probably not.
You sort of bring it up to him and sort of waft it in front of him, but he turns his head slightly, but does not react. Seems losing a nose means you lose your ability to smell.
I figured.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Who knew olfactory senses are required for smelling things?
True. Does it look like there's any hints to what he was drinking or trying to make on the table?
There is the spilled bottle of wine.
Okay.
That being
Does
said,
that
you have just generally you check behind the bar. Yes, you found those 3 bottles. You can see there above the cook stove are various hanging dried herbs,
Okay.
and over here in the there are many barrels of various things.
Christ almighty. How many herbs are there since I've been failing my checks miserably?
There are 4 herbs.
There are 4 lights.
There are 4 lights.
Sorry.
I'm Captain
That was a good
Picard
episode.
of the USS Enterprise.
It's definitely one of the betters.
You can roll a nature check to try to
Mhm.
discern it, or other people can do these things. Other people can also help you with the checks.
I'm
or
pretty good at
do
those, but
things
I'd
as
like
well.
help.
Reed would know nothing about either herbs or wine.
Man, if Karako was here to help.
Reed knows all
Man,
about
if
that
only we
herb.
had a guy who knew about wine here.
It's a
Just
shame.
to,
Damn.
It's a shame Cody doesn't like us anymore.
just to help sell our cover identity, is there anything that we could easily bring up to the dwarves as potential artifacts?
Oh, there's tons
Oh.
of stuff.
Bottles, I think, right here for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
You
like,
could grab like a bottle. You could grab.
They were excited by basically anything.
What's going on with this desk?
They
over
were
here? Or
excited
this
to
counter?
find like they were
Oh, nice.
excited to find like broken like
Buttons.
dented buttons.
nice.
They're like, This could have been worn by one of the descendants of the emperor.
I got a 13 on the old nature check for the herbs.
All right. These are herbs that it takes you a little bit to. You're so used to seeing them like fresh that seeing them in this sort of in dried bundles kind of throws you off a little bit. But you do recognize the sort of probably whitish yellow flowers and previously now dried to a sort of crispy brown of Dracus, and then you recognize Harad leaf and Thistlin and Mort flesh, all with various different tastes and properties, ones you'd be familiar with from cooking. The Dracus is this Dracus is not spicy. The Dracus is sort of salty. The Harad is bitter. The Thistlin is spicy. And the Mort flesh is sweet.
Alright. Well, Klaus is over by those barrels. Are you looking in those barrels, Klaus?
Yeah, I was helping me out with
The barrels that you're
Okay.
looking at seem to have once been labeled, but the label is difficult to see. You can make a perception check to try to read the labels, or you can make a sort of try to inspect the contents themselves using like a intelligence check. It would be a brewer's tools intelligence check if anyone has access to brewer's tools.
I do not.
roll that perception.
I say, I help you. Since your perception's probably better than mine. Oh, yeah.
24.
All right. You see, there are some of the rough oaken frames of the barrels have been smashed open. Their contents spilled across the stony floor, long since forgotten. But there looks like it was mostly there are a couple that are intact. That mostly contained 3 different types of, just from the smell, whenever you like leaning close, alcoholic, blackberry mash, barley brew, and brown beer.
Cool. Okay.
What was the second one?
Barley brew.
Barley brew and then a beer, a bitter beer. Something to that effect. Okay, I look at the cookbook one more time because I need a refresher on my memory so I can write it down.
The only thing you were able to discern from the cookbook was blackberry mash. The other one, likely names, old names of herbs that you don't they were
Okay.
likely the names of herbs during the time it was written.
That's fair.
I thirst.
Chad, this one. I hand him the blackberry mash bottle.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was gonna go for. So I'll mix a little bit of the blackberry mash. We're just going
Cool.
for it. How much of the herbs and stuff do I have? Is it gonna be like a one-time use thing?
It's pretty significant amounts of them.
Okay, we'll try blackberry mash, the fizzlin, or what have you, whatever it was.
Yep.
Oh, God. What are we feeling? Acid, floral, bitter for the skeleton.
Would you like to make a cooking check to see what works best with that?
Would
Yes,
not-
sure.
I would not even know what people like to drink.
It's true. This is time for Eckhart to shine.
Hopefully. That's a
However,
lot
if
better.
you'd like a nice cup of tea, I might be able to provide.
I mean, he doesn't want herbal tea. He wants to get drunk.
He wants to get
I
crunk,
guess.
boy.
21's a lot better than my last
He
couple.
wants that scissor.
He tastes it, or you sort of look at it and you sniff it. You know that there's a nice blackberry mash.
If Colin says blackberry mash one more fucking time.
You don't like blackberry mash?
No, I do. It's just, it's great. I love it.
That's my band name.
A little bit sweet, a little bit spicy.
Mm-hmm.
You think perhaps maybe a little floral to go with it.
Okay.
Something a little bit aromatic.
Yeah. So blackberry mash, the floral,
Hint,
and then the
nudge, nudge.
cinnamon spicy. Yeah. I figured that's what it was. Yeah. I don't know how much he wants. Does he have like a nice fucking goblet, or does he just want a shot?
There is a small goblet resting near him.
All right. I'll pour him a drink, and I'll pour myself a drink.
Oh, okay, we're going wild here.
Yeah.
I go pee.
All right, make a dexterity cooking. Well, you just mix it all together.
Okay.
And he sort of looks at it and he lifts it to his mouth and it just kind of rains down. He sets it down and he says, "Too spicy."
Shit. I'll take a sip. Is it in fact too spicy, Colin?
To you, maybe. What matters is what it is to him.
That's fair. Okay. Well, since I absolutely can't read the recipe, I guess I'll try to make another check to see what
I mean,
goes well with the
Can't
blackberry
read the
mash.
You
before.
can't read the recipe if you want to present it to other people to try to read.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was trying to read it.
Hell yeah.
Is it just difficult to discern, or is it a different language?
It's old enough to be almost a different language. A comprehend language would work on it.
I'm not.
Cool. I'll blow a spell book.
I'm
Spell
by no
file.
means old enough to understand.
Do I still have? Yes, I do. Awesome. I will blow a spell slot on.
Search for spells.
Alright. The sort of vague words that just like whenever you read them there's the faintest hint of what they might mean because it is written in old common, but as soon as you cast comprehend language it's all snaps into focus. The sweet of blackberry mash mixed with double bitters.
I'm back.
Oh shit. What's it say, spooky guy?
Says shit, I was paying attention actually. I was looking at something. I was distracted by the mac and cheese gift.
Oh
I'm
no!
sorry.
Too bad you missed out. You missed it.
Those two bitters.
Oh no, I'm not metagaming. I don't know what it was. Two bitters. Okay, that's good enough. All right. Well, we shall attempt again to make the blackberry mash with the bitter bottle and then the Herod leaf.
You bring them together in the goblet. Puff of smoke as the DVD for Killer Clowns from Outer Space appeared. That's what
Christ
he really
almighty.
needed to satisfy him.
Dude, there's a guy on TikTok I watch who collects DVDs, and like people will challenge him, be like, "I bet you don't have this one." And he's like, "Yes, I do, bitch."
If I don't, I'll just buy it. Fuck you.
That's
Does
exactly what he
skeleton-
does.
Does the skeleton's jaw come out like a DVD tray, and I have to put Killer Clowns?
No. Unfortunately, you mix them all together in his wine, and he lifts it up, his bony jaw, and as it passes down, you can see it like spills down around him. He kind of sighs with relief, and then just collapses on the ground into a heap of bones.
All right,
How do we help him?
that was real fucking weird.
Sometimes you get weird puzzles in Dungeons and Dragons.
Should we just leave him here?
Or
Well,
does nothing
there you
happen
go.
after that?
I want to try it.
Yeah, I mean you can. There's plenty.
Sure, make a Constitution check.
Don't die, Klaus. Not like this. That's pretty
That's a
good.
crit.
It is
Pretty
against,
good.
It was against poison, so. All right, it's pretty vile. It tastes like a mixture of it tastes like bitter vinegar, causes your face to sort of shrink, and it almost causes you to drop the goblet as it spills across the thing. What the skeleton saw in it, you're unsure of. Perhaps it was more of a memory of what it was. Skeleton obviously not having an actual ability to taste because it lacks a tongue. But the point is, whatever that drink meant to him, it seems he's been satisfied, and perhaps the magics or the rage or the unfinished business that held him together dissipates as he collapses onto the ground and sort of spilling across the cookbook that sits on the table.
Hell yeah. I will collect the cookbook and the ingredients and shove them in the cookpot.
Right.
Since I used a bunch of them outside to make food for those people.
So you got some Dracus, some Thistlons, some Mort Flesh, a little bit of Harad because he used up a bunch of it, but you also got some bitters, some citrus, and some florals from behind the bar.
Yep.
The casks
his
and
goblet.
kegs are not likely to fit in the frontier pot, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured.
Well,
So
gonna
is
look
this like?
at the.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, is this like a really ornate, like fancy bottle on the table?
No, it's very plain, made of
Okay.
sort of warped glass. There was likely a label on it, but it's long since, weakened and sort of fallen off. It's faded. It's beyond recognition.
Okay. Is the goblet pretty nice though?
The goblet itself appears to be made of. It's a simple pewter goblet.
I mean, this might do for your science folks upstairs. So,
I'll
like,
shrug and take it. I'm not actually an archaeologist.
Oh,
Just so you're aware.
yeah, I figured as much.
Alright. I will say, Dracus, Harada, and Mortflesh all have various uses. You were less familiar with them cooking, and you were familiar with them cooking, but you do know they have alchemical uses if you brought them to an alchemist.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Thanks to
Well, then,
that.
Reed's gonna look at the body, say if no one else has any unfinished business with our friend here,
Skull.
and begin to pick him up to bring him to the pyre that we had at in the other spot.
Alright.
I will roll my eyes and go downstairs.
Oh god, he actually did it. The second boss fight. Good luck.
Alright. As you
I can't
head
remember.
downstairs,
Wait,
Reed, you sort of head back and you go to properly dispose and give this poor soul its final rest. Zora, you head downstairs. Luckily, you do see what appears to be two spectral figures that are floating in the midst of what appears to be you can see there are iron doors all along the sort of northern wall. And these are heavy iron doors. Despite time, they're completely intact. And just from looking at them, likely very thick, there are massive locks on them. The two guardians
So you're
sort of...
aware, I'm not trying to talk shit, but I see no spectral figures on this map.
Oh, I forgot. You do not have dark vision.
I do not.
I do, and I don't see them.
That's...
I have a torch.
I see them.
You gave me a torch.
Unless they're like way out there.
they are way out here.
Okay, yeah, then I do not.
Because my vision ends here.
Yeah, same.
There are two guardians.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Fucking move on.
there wasn't a token missing or something.
I have special eyes.
There are two spectral guardians that are floating, glowing faintly down the hallway.
Oops.
They do not seem to be aware of your presence.
Right, so this is happening while I'm bringing that other body back, right?
Sure is.
The other ones are gonna just hang out, Reed.
It is imperative to my cover that we don't disturb the dead, so if you insist on doing so, I'm gonna leave you to it.
Well, we already disturbed the dead when we killed the giant flesh bone monster.
Well, that was gonna. I mean, that
I
thing
think
was
he
already-
more. I think he more means dispose of remains, which I agree. We were not here to do that.
Are these guys? I can see them now. Are they aggressing?
They float in place, seeming to be sentries of some sort.
And I know them to be ghosts.
They are translucent and floating. You can make a religion check to try to discern more about them.
Sure. 13.
You have no clue what these guys are, besides undead ghosts of some sort. The exact specifics are unknown to you.
Speak with dead specifies a corpse. Would I know that that would not work on them?
Seems unlikely to work. You don't see that they are a corpse.
Well, you're-
Man, Nick and I, best clerics.
Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna do it. Eckhart.
I'm gonna try to make a religion check.
Hey!
Hey, I'm better cleric than the clerics. The actual clerics.
Damn, bruh.
Oh,
Feels
Smoke.
good.
And the
Smoking on
paladin.
shit.
Wow.
It's like I don't see no ghosts. I don't believe
Like
in
how-
ghosts.
no
Klaus.
one who has any kind of religious leanings in any way has a good bonus on religion.
Klaus, make a wisdom saving throw.
Man.
Ooh.
No, you identified them, you fool.
14.
You know, just tell me how long and
As
Nice.
you sort of look at these undead, your hand throbs slightly, and you hear a voice in your head, a quiet whisper. Spectral guardians could be used to control, but sought it, took the opportunity.
Oh shit.
Take the eye. Dominate.
Hmm. I might flip a coin, Colin.
Well, the cravings are getting worse and worse. You're losing
I know, and I
sleep.
think I think in character's getting about down to the point where it is a coin.
You know that there's a surge of information about spectral guardians. There's, like I said, being in touch with Vecna gives you almost like a bird's eye view of undeath, but it also causes you a great deal of pain. You can see these spectral guardians. The spectral guardians like this can be very powerful, but they're usually not aggressive unless you take actions. Not necessarily against them, they're usually tasked with guarding something, and if you take actions against what they're guarding, then they can be aggressive. If you're not doing anything to disturb what they're guarding, you can, like, walk right up to them. And as long as you don't attack them or make any aggressive movements to them and don't do anything with what they're guarding, they will generally just leave you alone. That being said, you also know that you could dominate them. If not to completely bring them to your will, at least weaken them to a point that they become not necessarily trivial, but a lot weaker than they are. You have to but embrace the tenets of Vecna. Take the eye into the other eye into yourself. That's all sort of going on in your head right now. Same time, you know who and what Vecna is. The only
Wait, was that a question?
yeah, I was gonna say the only
Right.
way you're as far as you know, the only way you can be rid of this craving, either take in the next eye or find a way to rid yourself of the other one. And those are both viable options.
Who was Vecna in your canon? He was like the twin brother of the Raven Queen. I remember that much.
Yes. He oversees. In this campaign, he does have a certain he does have his fingers in undeath to an extent. Orcus does as well, but he does as well. But he also really oversees violence and unnatural deaths, such as murder. Whereas the Raven Queen oversees fate and sort of natural deaths.
Okay. So.
And he is well known to be an evil god.
Yeah. In that case, Cloud's character's probably gonna have qualms against like fully embracing the eye and becoming Vecna's, I guess, acolyte. So I'm gonna try and keep resisting it. He'll probably just get it removed.
All right. Your wisdom saving throw was just good enough to resist it, but it's getting harder.
All right.
But you do feel like it's coming to a head.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to either take on the eye or start trying to find a way to dismiss the other eye of Vecna in your hand. Of course, the eye of Vecna in this campaign are there specific gems that have been infused with Vecna's energy. The baby's here.
Done.
All right.
I'll do a swap back and we'll.
Yeah, we can swap back.
All right.
The way around, I can't remember.
The other way around.
All right.
Yeah, it was the B movie, but it was supposed to be Shrek.
Let me grab this dog real fast. Everyone roll an insight check for everyone. Roll an insight check.
What is this? An insight check?
It's roll an insight check.
Hey, that's not terrible.
It's not
So
against.
I'm asking because if it's like
I'm insightful.
It's not against anyone telling you a lie. I just need what your insight.
sorry, Inquisitive has really specific bonuses. 22.
Right. As you sort of see these spectral, these sort of strange specters, floating, these sort of translucent figures floating up and down in the air. They make no movement towards you, and however, as you turn, you see Klaus is sort of in a daze. His eyes slightly glazed over. Even his mouth moves just a little bit, before he kind of snaps awake.
I'll look at Nicolas Cage and I'll say, does your pasty white friend do this often?
Yes.
Was that a Nicolas Cage impersonation, Max?
I'm trying. His voice is very
No,
weird.
no, it was solid. It was good.
I'm a cat! It's me, Nicolas Cage, and I'm a cat!
That was better.
No.
If you like Face Off, just wait till you see what happens to you!
Yo! The director of Face Off wants to make a sequel, and he wants John Travolta and Nick Cage to reprise their roles.
God.
First of all,
John Travolta has a lot more face for Face Off now, so...
I'm 100% for sure positive that neither Nicolas Cage nor John Travolta would ever turn down a script that said the words "Face Off" 2 on it.
Or a script that said $3 million.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Nicolas Cage did jujitsu.
I still want to watch it.
It's so.
I would watch it. Okay, the point is,
Damn.
you've sort of noted Klaus kind of his eyes glazed over for a moment, but then he sort of snaps to it, and you're left sort of staring in front of these spiritual, these ghosts, these specters that are floating up and down.
Would I have
Klaus
had
is
enough
just gonna
time to be in
walk.
the basement now, or?
About this time, yeah, you've had enough time to get back down while they were
I
sort
got
of
poop!
trying to inspecting the situation.
As soon as you come down the stairs, you see Klaus just walk right up to one of these things and just stick his hand through it.
It's as you sort of reach forward, your hand just passes into it. You can see it faintly sort of turns towards you, as if it's regarding you, but it does not attack you or make any sort of aggressive movement.
They won't harm us so long as we don't do anything, I guess, against what they're guarding. So try not to touch anything unless you want to piss them off.
What?
Hmm.
I legitimately didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
What?
They're guarding something. Don't touch it.
What? But what?
What quantifies that we can't touch? Things beyond them, things in this room. What do you
Things,
get?
things at the door.
It's
The
whatever they want it to be. I mean,
It's-
they're here to protect something.
well, is
I
it
don't know
the
what something is, but
is it
it's
the
here.
obviously locked doors,
That
like
is
the
my
ones with the
guess.
padlocks?
Seeing
Can I-
that he can put his hand inside one, Reed is just going to walk up,
Do I not have
The
dark
guard
vision,
one and-
Colin?
see what happens when he
I have no
down
clue.
to it.
Because when I walk up to the shadow, it doesn't like
address it.
show it.
Likely, I mean, I don't. Since it's not an official race, I could not tell you much about it. Or since it's
Oh,
not,
no,
I could not tell you a lot about it off the top of my head.
okay. So it's just I just have to walk around to discover stuff because it's not showing me the stuff in the dark.
I address the spirit with a bow.
It does not even acknowledge your insignificance. It is away from you. It has been, as far as you can tell, as Klaus said, contracted to guard something, and as long as you're not disturbing it, you are as if an ant. You don't matter.
Well, spoilers. There's nothing in here but the doors. So we're either leaving empty-handed or we're going through the doors and potentially disturbing them.
Well,
To the
Miss
north,
Jones, we-
like I said, to the north, you see heavy iron doors, with heavy padlocks made of what appears to be some sort of glittering metal. But to the south, you see a simple portcullis, and this has no locks on it.
Portcullis here meaning that it's an iron gate that
It's an
comes
iron
in.
gate that is down here. There's another, what appears to be heavily locked portcullis on this side.
But this one down here does not seem locked.
This one does not seem locked.
I open it. I go through.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Alright.
Do I irritate them by doing any of that?
They make no movements whenever you open that one.
I will continue to stay here, and I
I don't
just
have
want
any-
to observe the spirits.
I don't have any vision stuff, so I don't know. I can't see shit.
Can I find
you can-
any
you can,
any
equip
religious
a
markings or
torch.
anything?
You can roll a perception check.
All right.
Use torch.
Here, I'm gonna walk back. Hey, hold my hand. Hold my hands.
That's a 12.
Seriously, I will walk you through the dark.
Well, no, my character can physically see in the game. Everything is gray everywhere I walk, so I can't see. I couldn't even tell there was a door there until someone else walked in front of me.
Interesting.
And I tried equipping a torch, and it didn't do anything.
That's because I have to. I have to actually go into your token and edit.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm like.
It's more you have to tell me that you equip a torch.
I guess
don't
because
think I
I don't need one because I have dark vision, but my dark vision isn't working.
All right. I got a 12
That's more what
perception,
I
so I
meant.
don't think I saw anything, important.
Unfortunately, as you sort of inspect them, you don't see any sort of strange arcane markings. You don't see any. There's nothing like that.
Do I see anything in this chest here?
On just a second. All right.
They're exploring. I'm observing the spirits.
They make no movements at all. You see no religious markings. They just sit there and float quite nonchalantly.
Are they clones of one another?
They appear to be quite similar, quite the same.
Can I roll something to see what kind of spirit they are?
That is a religion check.
Damn. 5.
Unsure. Just know that they're ghosts, essentially.
They're contractually obligated. I mean, you were in the room when I told you that they were just there to protect whatever it is that they're there to protect.
Yes.
Well, refreshing seems to have bugged me out, and I'm stuck in the room where the skeleton guy was.
Scene.
Okay, yep. It still didn't change anything. That's whatever. I'll be right back.
Alright, so what's in here?
There is a small chest that is bears a sort of lock that is small, probably about the size of your thumb. It is in and of itself apparently a bit of a nondescript check, made of simple iron wood, or simple wood with iron banding. However, it's held up remarkably well. The lock itself likely made of mithril.
Ooh. I'm absolutely picking this. Oh, man. Alright, so it's sleight of hand with +1 because the magic lockpick. That's a 22.
You do just manage to click open the lock itself.
That was a tough one. I'm gonna pocket the lock. That's some good shit right there.
Alright. You push open the chest, and inside you find a book. An old tome. Titled, The Lands of the Northern Coast.
Gay silence.
Damn it. There it is.
I don't know. I'm still gonna continue observing these spirits. Can I roll to see
on that door?
Me.
Okay, oh boy. Immediately this spectral guardian fires a shot off at you, Joseph Smoke.
What?
Said not to touch anything.
Don't touch the doors.
I was probing.
It is gonna be a 27 versus armor class.
That's gonna happen.
Wait, which one's shooting?
This one down here.
Oh, the bottom one. Okay, no, I'm nowhere near that.
Its hand fires off as Joseph Smoke sort of comes and he messes with the door. You take 22 points of fire damage, so, you know.
Oh, it's also magic, so I couldn't do anything anyway.
And you can see it begins moving towards you.
But the other one doesn't do anything?
The other one does not.
So I'm assuming that these spirits have like an actual humanoid form. They're not just like wisps or something.
They are, I mean, they're see-through, vaguely wisp-like humanoids. You can see they do have arms and what looks like legs, but it's at the same time faintly foggy. Faintly, it is faintly wispy in that fact that it looks like fog, as there's wisps of stuff coming from it. They look like they're slightly bulky, as if they were probably wearing armor, but...
But like, are there any like clothes on them that I could try like a history check to see like, you know, maybe where they might have come from when they were alive?
Just from what you've observed so far, probably guardians or guards of somehow. You get the feeling they were meant to guard this place, so they bear the garb of a guard. They both wear what appears to be the same sort of vague outline of similar armor.
All right. But no telling how like old or how long they've been here.
I would
You have no
assume
clue.
when the keep burned down.
Can I hear the commotion going on up there?
As a guess.
Well, go ahead, Eckhart and Klaus, give me a perception. It's sort of as you've been walking around.
19.
Klaus, you definitely hear what it sounds like a poof.
Oh yeah. Reed will
God
also
damn
say
it,
that
they touched something.
perhaps you should step away from the door.
I tap back Carl on the shoulder. I'm like, oh, Zay touched something. We gotta go back.
You know, with the language thing, you could actually grumble in Orcish, and we couldn't see.
Oh, that's a good idea. I want to talk in Celestial to these guys. I want to say, what are you hiding?
There's a lot of assumptions there.
The doors are all locked. They don't want us to touch them. What are they hiding?
They do not answer you. They merely float there.
Motherfuckers.
Alright. Oh no.
So, there are 6 locked doors. And 6 of us. And 2 of them.
So who can tank a shot?
Colin, what do these doors seem to be made of?
Doors up top are made of heavy iron with heavy, what appears to be, the locks themselves look to be very complex and made of a significant metal. They have a faint greenish tinge.
Is that all of them? You said
All
right?
of the ones up top do.
What about the ones down here?
This one down here appears to be made of a lesser material. A rough iron. It has what appears to be a very complex but a lock that seems to be made of iron. Doors down here, however, were open. It appears to have led to a library of some sort. That being said, the library itself down here did not get completely investigated, or stuff started going on up top.
Yeah, I was gonna go poke Spooky Guy and say, you're looking for a book. You might want to go to the library instead of fucking with the ghost.
Actually, Joseph Smoke, I did find the book. Is this the one that you're looking for? Lands of the Northern Coast?
It is called The Lands of the Northern Coast, and it's unlikely to be what you are.
I flipped through it. Does it detail smithing and metallurgy?
No, it depicts the lands of the northern coast, the general topography, the volcanic mountain of Rotsfjord Peak, the rough, iron-rich lands around it, the frozen icebergs that stay off the northern coast, and a little bit on the general territories and game of the previous tribes that lived here whenever it was Eisenfeld.
I say no, this is not the book we're
Does
looking
not appear
for,
to be the
or
book you were
I'm
looking
looking for, but it is useful, and maybe we can sell it.
I would
It's true.
recommend we didn't sell that.
Anybody pull the mithril lock off that case?
Yeah, I pocketed that.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I 100%
Yeah, we did.
pocketed
Yeah.
that.
But I believe Klaus is right. There is a library, and you are looking for a book.
Is that back up where we were?
It's down where
Down this way.
it's down that way.
They don't like us touching these doors? Or
We
is this
can-
one they
I
did
went
let us
through
go?
that one earlier, and they didn't do anything.
It was
So you
also
can just go in
unlocked.
Well, because anything's worth a try, Reed's just gonna look at the spirit again and go, "Oh, I do not have permission to update tokens. Thank you." Reed's gonna look at the spirit and just try, guard. You have done your duty honorably and admirably. You are dismissed.
I mean,
It's
I'm
Just-
shit.
Huh.
just standing there.
Nope.
Good
Nope,
try.
doesn't give a damn about me.
Does not
Feel like
remotely
you
care.
guys
Try.
You tried, Lou.
You gonna try and Scooby Doo the ghost?
Maybe if
Does
maybe
not
if I found
remotely
their
care.
uniform.
Does not even acknowledge that you're there.
Colin, what would it be? Would it just be like investigation or perception to find this book in here, possibly?
You can roll. You can have some people rolling investigation checks.
Hey, can I open this door after they do that? Or try
I
to
don't
open
see
the door?
shit.
There is
Are
as you
they
come
with
to it.
the help action?
Go ahead and Eckhart,
Yeah,
give me
please.
an investigation check. Gracie,
Ooh, that
kill
one's mine.
yourself.
God, I'm so good at rolls.
It does appear that there's a bookcase that sits a little bit unnaturally.
Oh, okay.
Slightly recessed from the rest, but as you press up against it, it only has the faintest amount of give. It looks like perhaps it could move. Unfortunately, you have no clue exactly what it does to move it. You are viewing. You see no locks, no doorknob, no handle. However, as Klaus, with your investigation check, as you come around, you do see that there is on this bookcase there are a couple of there's a it appears to be a section that is dedicated towards crafts and crafting, things like that. A crafting section. Libraries have them, woodworking, and one of the books is missing.
Seems like someone's checked out your book, Joseph.
Mm.
Should have brought your library card.
Yosef.
I'll be right back.
What's up with this chest down here, Colin?
They already opened it. They found a book called The Lands of the Northern Coast.
Oh, that was the okay.
Okay.
I was double checking.
Are there any gaps in the bookcase, like on the sides?
Judging from what you can see, no. The only gap is on the actual bookcase itself.
What do you have, Orkman?
This bookshelf looks really weird.
I
That's
really
the best I got.
have a look at it.
Like I said, I'm keying off your investigation check. It looks, with your investigation check, you can absolutely see this is a book that is supposed to actually slide in and away from the shelves. Clearly a false door of some sort. As you press up against it and shake it, you can tell it gives slightly, but it's quite sturdy. Rising up from the floor to the ceiling, there's no real way to get past it. Perhaps an unlocking mechanism, though you see no lock itself or button to press it or anything to do like that. You just see there is a book missing from it.
I'm going to put the Lands of the Northern Coast on the bookshelf.
Make a. Is this where everyone's standing?
I am.
Unfortunately.
Oh no. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm still in the same room as the two spirits.
Like I said, you've already seen what happens whenever Joseph Stoke tried to mess with the door down here.
Nope.
Start
Mhm.
messing with that door up there. Chances are,
Touching the door.
I need Klaus and Eckhart to make dexterity saving throws.
I have advantage because I can see it, correct?
You can see it.
Sweet.
14.
17.
All right. There is a arcing line of what appears to be an electrical jolt that shoots out, sending the book flying. As each of you have passed your saving throw, so you only take half of. You take 7 points of electrical damage.
Jesus Christ. Oh wait, that's not real.
Alright, that didn't work.
Okay. So it's a
I will retrieve the book.
so it's a bookshelf of crafting.
It is one that is on the crafts, essentially. Basically, anything that you could use a tool check, or would be used for a tool check, would be considered crafting. So, books on masonry, carpentry, etc., etc.
I'll try putting the cookbook in there.
All right.
Get out of the way, spooky man.
As you
Oh, that was good.
as you slide the cooking book into the crafting section, door unlocks, or you hear a click. It slides to the side.
Excellent. Oh god, there's more.
They pause.
Yep. We're gonna have to fight the evil librarian.
It's that weird
Oh, no,
tentacle
we're
bitch
too
from
low.
Monsters University.
I mean, you say that, but roll a perception check.
Oh no, it is tentacle bitch.
I've been really good at
Mike
perception. Oh my god.
Wazowski.
No. That was Roz from Monsters Incorporated.
It's the librarian from Monsters University.
Is that perception?
She's a
Yes.
secretary, I believe.
She was
Something to
secretary. Roz was
Well, really, she was the #1 of the CDC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
CDC.
You hear
I got 8.
Eckhart. As you're sort of getting closer, you hear from around the corner what sounds like almost like wet, gross flesh that is dragging across stone. Every now and then, the occasional slap of flesh against flesh.
Sorry,
you
CDA.
did you hear that?
Did
I had
Smoke hear
nothing.
that?
Did I hear that all the way up here?
No.
There's something wet and fleshy on the other side of the wall.
That sounds horrid.
So are these bookshelves? Can you only see with your one side, Colin? Or are they like all the way through? Do they have solid backs? Is what I'm asking.
They have solid backs, yes.
Okay, shit. I was gonna try to be really dumb and Scooby-Doo-ish.
Can I like stealth peek around the corner?
Yeah, you might want to.
roll a
That's
stealth
your
check.
expertise.
I'm also gonna do the same thing.
26.
Damn.
Oof.
Okay. Klaus, you were able to peek around the corner and see what appears to be like this sort of disgusting purplish mass that is covered with all sorts of green eyes, has dozens of dark tentacles that are able to that you see it dragging across the floor, but you also see it every now and then reaching up and taking out a book, pulling it down and pulling it to its greenish eyes before putting it back into place.
Guys, I found the creepy librarian. It looks terrible. Do we fight it?
All right, listen. So if we didn't fuck with the ghost, they didn't fuck with us. If we gave the skeleton a drink, maybe the ghost just wants a book, or the slimy lady.
Go for it, champ. I was kind of
I believe in you.
Oh, okay. That's fair. All right. That's gonna be really dumb. Give me the book. Give me the goddamn book. What is it?
Alright,
That
I'll give you,
topography girl?
I'll give you the lands of the northern coast.
Oh, casually walk out. And I'll
Almost
be
immediately,
like,
you sense a dozen greenish eyes center on you, narrowing on you, as it immediately becomes on alert. One book in its hand drops to the ground, but it quickly picks it up, and scoops it up, and puts it back in place. But you hear a voice that echoes in your head. What are you doing at the library?
I was returning this book that I found out of place.
He looks at it. Goes in the history section.
Okay,
Maybe she's nice.
I appreciate the help. Is it back the other way?
I will see that it is properly filed. You have no
Okay.
business beyond this point.
Okay.
After such is a restricted section. Those on the official matters, the king, Hans van Richten, may pass.
Okay. Sorry. I'll just like put the book down on the floor and then
Ooh, hold on.
and just.
I want to stand there. I want
I'll,
to talk to this. I want to talk to this nice lady.
While they're doing that, I would like to beckon Reed over.
So she we're
Read
not
it.
we're not allowed in here. But as long as you don't fuck with the books, I think you're okay. So if you want your book, you're probably gonna have to figure out how to get it from her or fight her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to.
Okay. Good luck. She's really fucking creepy.
I wish to parlay with this being, Colin.
You're gonna provide with the librarian.
I poke my head around and I say, Miss, could I bother you for a moment?
I'm here to serve, young master.
I'm looking for a book, a very old one, detailing the first smithing of iron. If you could just direct me to his location, that would be splendid.
Rocking that ASMR charm.
Roll a persuasion check.
Well, I'm real good at it. I crit it.
I'd
With
like
a
to help you,
28.
young man, but I can only allow that. I'm afraid it's in the restricted section.
If it helps, I am of blood lineage to the king, as I have angelic ancestry.
Emperor.
Of the emperor. I thought she said king.
She is talking about a king. She is from the kingdom. She would have been around during the kingdom of Eisenfeld, not the
Yeah, see, so I
Empire.
was right.
I was waiting for you guys to pick up on that, because obviously I'm not there and can't say shit.
Yeah, and I said king.
Connor, you fucking fool!
I mean, is Max related to that king? I thought he
Yes.
was related to the emperor.
The emperor is related to the king, but before it was an empire. It was a kingdom. Before it was a kingdom, it was disparate clans.
I did not catch that.
Must bear
Not read from the book. I'm sorry, I
a
watched.
token of the king in order to pass.
I hold up the chains that I have, and I say these belong to him.
I recognize the symbol. Not marks of the king. His king. Marks of his his ancestors. It kind of eyes and says, "You may have passage into the restricted section." But look not for any book beyond that which you seek.
I appreciate your kindness. As I make
Joseph,
my
tell me
way.
what you find.
I'll kind of put her up in the cubbyhole here.
Cool. So I wish to investigate this room and see if it has my book.
The book is floor-to-ceiling tomes of all sorts on some of the more unusual and obscure pieces of the history of, at this point, Starlight, but at the time it was the history of Eisenfeld. Things like some of the lineages of the clans, including illegitimate children. You can see these great sort of the far wall down here. You can see there is like between two bookcases is a tapestry that depicts various lineages of the various clans. You can see there are sections on internal politics. There are copies of treaties that have been signed and agreements between clans. Roll a investigation check.
15.
You find a book that is called On the First Forging of Iron. As you sort of open it up and sort of scan it, it does look like what you're looking for. It is written in the Old Common, however. Fairly difficult to read through and just glance through. It's something you have to study at.
Common spelled with a U.
That being said, you also see that there is another one of those bookcases that are, it's missing 2 books, and it is on a section about history.
Oh. She said though that I was the only one permitted to go past there, though.
Essentially, yes.
And she also said, "Touch nothing but the." She was basically like, "Touch nothing but the lamp."
She kind of advised it.
Yeah, I was okay. I will. After confirming this is written in like super old common and more than likely the book I'm looking for, I wish to exit. Return to my companions. As I'm passing by here, I want to sort of bow my head and Jen tell her thank you.
Reed, I think I know how to get past this gate.
I would not suggest that. Last time Joseph tried to force it open, well, the spirits have started to... Well, one spirit started to attack.
Too late. I don't have any interest in this book. I'm gonna cast Blink.
Does it have to be a space you can see?
I'm not. Blink doesn't work like that.
That's what I was asking. Yeah, okay, cool.
I need you sort of pop off, and you're in the ethereal plane.
Do I see the spirits?
Spirits themselves do indeed pass over into the ethereal plane.
Okay. Is the gate still there?
You do not see an iron door. Instead, you see what appears to be walls made of white energy.
Oh. So in place of the door is this white wall?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a minute, so can I walk up to the spirits? And
Yes, they don't. They do not make any movement towards you. They look a lot more well formed in this one. They're no longer wisps. Instead, they appear to be human guards, likely humans in their 2 human males in their maybe mid-30s, wearing a golden armor with winged helms. They bear what appears to be, they don't have any shields, but they have what, like pikes, and the pikes themselves are gilded.
Nice. I will, on a lark, I'll introduce myself and say, we are not here to rob you, only to answer questions.
My duty is to guard the vaults, my lady.
And that would be the 6 doors to the north.
My partner's duty is to guard the forbidden entrance to the... Some of the books held within the library are less than... You wouldn't want them falling into anyone's hands.
Could I convince you that my knowledge is only one of... or my interest is only one of knowledge, and that nothing from these vaults will be removed? I only wish to observe.
Roll a
Now,
persuasion check.
am I actually able to see that he's,
He's
conversing with-
popped out of the... He's in the ethereal plane now, so he's
Okay,
just
so I
disappeared.
can't see him at all.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
no, I have vanished.
Yeah, well, you can kind of faintly see like a vague wisp in the air, but it's much like the spectral guardians, except fainter. You have no clue essentially what's going on. He's basically vanished.
Okay.
So make a persuasion check.
Yes.
Okay, I'm metagaming, but for inquisitive it matters. I didn't give a false identity, but they don't know who I am. So would that be a man to know?
What's the inquisitive do?
It's not inquisitive. It's actor. I have actor. I have advantage on persuasion, or it might be deceptive. It's a weird feat. Where is it? It's deception. Okay, never mind. Persuasion. Oh, figures. Well, alright.
None may pass through these, but the king himself. Within these vaulted halls lie all the treasures of the kingdom of Isenfeld. I am sworn to protect them through life and through death.
I can respect that. Hang on. I just got a silly idea. Where are you? I really wish I could type in a spell into the spell.
Is there a problem here, Reggie? As the other
His name is not fucking Reggie.
as the
His
other
name is
guard comes
absolutely
up.
Reggie now.
I'll introduce myself as well, and I say, hello. I was just trying to convince your partner here that I mean both of you no harm, and I have no intention of robbing your kingdom.
I am the guardian of the stacks, and he the guardian of the vaults.
How did you burn? Was it dragon fire that killed you?
I don't understand what you mean.
So you died before.
I mean by dead, we're not dead. As we've always been.
Okay, just to refresh Connor's dumb, dehydrated, drunk memory, he said
No.
living and dead, right?
As far as you can tell, they're definitely, as far as you saw on the material plane, undead of some sort. You don't know if they
when I
realize
asked
it.
him, he said his job is to protect this place in life and in death.
Yes. but they don't necessarily realize that they are dead.
Gonna gloss over that.
Seems like he is guardian of the vaults. He is guardian of the stacks.
The stacks here being
The book,
non-
the most
library.
restricted section of the library.
Okay.
Just saying, if they don't want people in there, why even have the door there? Like,
Because if the king himself wanted to go get it, he would be able to just walk past them.
This is a bad idea.
just
Your
saying,
time,
Caleb,
your
too lazy
time
to
is
go through the
running
front door.
out.
Reggie, you exclusively guard the vaults, right? While your friend here exclusively guards the stacks,
I
right?
am the guardian of the vaults. He is the guardian of the stacks.
So if Reggie were to say clock out, there'd be nobody guarding the vaults.
They just look at you confused. You're always on duty. Through
Well,
this
then
life and the next.
I'm very, very sorry. And I would like to cast Banishment on Reggie.
No.
Alright.
Christ.
As you cast Banishment on him,
Do you want the text?
he got a 20 on his save.
That's probably good. My DC is only 14.
The banishment unfortunately does not work. It seems that these guardians themselves are fairly powerful. However, that being said, almost immediately the two level their pikes at you and are going to Reggie, the one you cast on, is going to strike at you with his pike. That's gonna be I have this.
Am I now mortal? Am I back to material plane?
Yes, you're going
Okay.
to shoot back to the material plane, and it's going to be a 19 plus 7, a 26 to hit.
Misses. New character. High AC. Just kidding. It hits.
Right.
I will yell for Reed though, since he has no idea where I went.
You take 13 points of necrotic damage. Need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
13, you said?
Yes.
Whoa. My character sheet just freaked the fuck out. Hold on. My character sheet's convinced I'm dead. I was at 62 health, and now it's asking me for death saves.
You got cucked. That's what happened. I mean, like,
I guess so.
plain and simple.
I don't know.
Sometimes if you go to subtract the health and you hit like the wrong number or hit it wrong, it just takes all your health away and you die. So Colin probably has to like restore your hit points.
Yeah, sorry.
You can just heal yourself and then
Yeah, or
set your health back to 62 and then subtract the damage. That's what I've had to do because it did it to me too. I was just like, oh man, I'm dead.
Alright, I'm at 49. And I'm making a what save?
Wisdom saving throw.
$12.
Alright. None of that. You cower in fear. Your speed drops to 0 and you are frightened of them.
Doesn't frighten mean I have to move away from them?
If you can
No, it
move,
means you can't move
if you
closer.
can move, you can't move closer to
Got
them.
it, okay.
However, your speed has dropped to 0 as part of the spectral rend attack that they do.
Nice.
And its effect lasts until the end of its next turn, but we're not currently in combat, so it's kind of a little bit more loose. As Reed, you see Zara appear just as a massive sort of pike falls down upon her, slashing into her. It doesn't cut her. It seems to pass through her, but you can see she still clutches at her chest and collapses to the ground, covering her head as she falls, shivering slightly as the two spectral guardians surround her.
I don't know why I clicked Earthwalk, sorry.
Your Earthwalk
Alright, well,
fails.
Reed would
They laugh at you.
obviously run over, shout that Zara, whatever, has been attacked.
Luke, to be fair, it's totally in character that you have no idea what my name is.
Would
No, I'm
we
gonna
hear
get
that
up
down
over
here?
You can roll perception checks.
Oh no, I'm full on damsel in distress. Like, ah!
My rolls are on fire.
Curious, would I know if Reed had or had not overheard our conversation?
You would not have any clue. But Reed, you definitely did not hear anything.
Got it.
I got 20 on my perception.
You do hear what is sound. It's mostly a group check. You hear shouts from above you. Reed, you can see the two guardians stand next to her, but at the same time, after the initial attack, as she cowers, they don't do anything else. They merely seem to stand at attention.
I think we might have to just get rid of the gods. They keep pissing them off.
Well, on top of the guards getting pissed off at us, if those dumbass dwarves come down here and start piddling about, those guards will probably just kill them too.
Yeah.
The guard, as long as someone's tampering with the vaults, the guards are going to defend it. So it's either you tamper with you kill the guards and you get the opportunity to tamper with the vaults, theoretically, or you leave them be and you just don't mess with the vaults.
Fuck that, let's fuck the vaults.
I will say from
It
what you've
wasn't
seen,
promise of treasure.
you're not 100% sure that you could pick these locks. They're a difficult check.
Right, so Reed would, if they're no longer attacking, Reed would grab Zara and pull her out from behind, or from between them.
Aw, my hero.
Off.
Right, they make no movement.
I kiss Reed.
No.
Reed's taken.
It already happened.
Nope.
Oh no, she knows.
No, I don't think she does. This hasn't even been brought up.
I assume that Reed is naturally, like, always kind of talking about how great his girl is. In that annoying way that, like, genuine first love does.
Just
Alright.
punch her.
You pull her away,
Alright.
and they just remain standing there as long as you're not making advancements, being aggressive. However, you can see they are turning towards Zara. But they make no movements, as if they're sort of keeping an eye on her.
I will. I tried a dirty trick. They weren't fond of it. But it's. Each one of those gates had that wall?
Yes, just walls of it. It looks like it's protected across probably every plane. Likely magically protected against teleporting in, teleporting out, walking through walls, that sort of thing. They're like legitimate vaults. Not just in this plane, but also in other planes.
If I had to hazard a guess, I do not think opening the doors or killing one of these two or both of them would actually open those vaults.
Well, it's a good thing I'm good at opening vaults.
That's not Beaver. That's what I just said. I don't think you can.
And what
Well,
I'm
then what
saying
did you
in
guys
character is
find
that
in the
Klaus doesn't
meantime?
care. He thinks he can open those vaults anyways.
Well,
There's a librarian, and she had a lot of eyes, and yeah, she didn't like us, but they liked God, what do you even fucking
Smoke.
look like, Ghost Rider?
Nicolas Cage.
I am in full armor. I just have.
It's just Nicolas Cage.
Okay, just Nick
I,
Cage.
Klaus, if you wish to open the gates, you will do it without us being in here, because this, from what she says and from the looks of these two, it's not intended for us to do such a thing. I will leave.
Well,
You are more than welcome to try, but I will leave.
You can indeed try.
Uh,
If you can deal with the guardians, then you could theoretically get into the vaults, and there are things in there that are probably pretty valuable. But it doesn't. Obviously, it comes with the risks. These are fairly powerful creatures that have been tasked with guarding it. So it's a balance between, is it worth it to try to get to it and really risk your health, or theoretically you've got a lot. You've kind of got what you came for. Are you in it for the bonus loot that you could get if you want to deal with these guys, these optional mini bosses?
Reed is in it to try to put these two souls to rest.
Trust me.
I'm always
He's
in it
like,
for
fight the
money.
ghost.
Trust me, they're rested plenty.
I feel like the intent is that they're not.
If it helps, Reed, they're not even aware that they're dead.
And they still do not deserve to be stuck here.
I think from what she says is it's their wish to be stuck here. Not every dead being wishes to have its rest in your eyes.
okay. So is Klaus 100% gonna try to pick this shit?
Real quick, while I was in the ethereal plane, I saw them as more human. Were they burned?
No, they looked like normal humans.
Just to confirm, Scorched Keep was scorched by Dragonfire, right? I have that correct.
It was not.
It was not? I thought it was.
No, it was whoever escaped the jail cell.
That's right. Okay.
There were
She was still
dragons that squatted in the ruins for a certain amount of time. The dragons of Oppenhester and Putrescent, they were eventually driven out. Went off to go do their own thing.
I think she would still have asked that question, even if I had known that.
But the Scorch Keep itself, in the sub-basements, it's not scorched.
Oh no. I tried.
Obviously, the fire did not really spread down here to the stone basements. Scorch Keep because everything above got... In fact, the entire town of Krutz got scorched during... It was essentially like a blitzkrieg that was taken out upon it. And the entire thing ended up getting burned down. And then they rebuilt mostly, but the Scorch Keep remained scorched because they just didn't rebuild here. There were too many ghosts, too many weird things like that. They just built a new Krutz castle.
Okay. Is Klaus actually gonna try to open this?
I'm trying to read the room, basically. I
Well-
want to. I
Like-
100% want to.
Like I
Well-
said, you let me
I-
know, and I will be leaving as soon as you do it.
Well, I feel
Well, it looks
obligated.
like we got two piss ants that are gonna not do it, so no.
I
Not that I
don't.
won't. It's that I already tried.
I don't
Well-
care to.
If you want to pick vaults,
I have one
Cla-
more idea
Klaus?
that does not involve combat. If you guys would like.
if you want to pick the vaults, Klaus, you do have options.
I also okay. Here's my stance. I'd prefer you not to die. So if you choose to do the vaults, I will stay here with you to try to keep you from dying because that's what I want. So if everyone else leaves, that's fine.
Well, I'd like to ask. Has anyone asked the librarian about these ghosts? Does she know what they are?
No,
One of
granted,
them is the guardian.
half the
No.
party doesn't even
I
know
need to go
about
get
her.
some meat, so I'll be right back.
One of them is the guardian of the library.
Why don't we take a 5-minute break and we can discuss this. Like I said, you're given some options. Know that there are things you can do. There's the potential for extra loot. There's just the potential there. You don't know what's in these vaults at all. It could be completely empty. There's no way to know. But you do know that these guards have been tasked with guarding it. They are pretty damn powerful undead. And they don't want you going into it, but as long as you don't fuck with the shit, they're just gonna leave you alone and let you leave. You've got what you've came for, but do you want something more? Would you risk it? Do you not? It's really up to you, so I'm gonna let y'all think about that while I go pee. So, did we make a decision as to what the plan is to do?
We're gonna wait around to see if Smoke can persuade them. If not, we leave.
Zara has already left. She is upstairs with the dwarves.
I thought you said you were gonna wait.
Nope.
Zara, the dwarves have been, they look like they've made a pretty substantial find. What appears to be a small chest, that was sort of towards the back. It looks like was sitting on top of a case of some sort, and they have an excited look on their face as they present to you a relatively well intact, cracked leather book. You can see out the front of it there is what looks like a symbol of some sort of like runic circle. Not necessarily rune, but it's very roughly drawn, and you can see it looks like it's, like I said, it's cracked leather, but as soon as they open it, you can see it is written in Old Common, but it's called On the Subjects of Planes. A brief overview of the dimensions of reality, Volume 2, on the outer planes and their inhabitants. And it appears like most of the book has fallen apart, but the introduction is intact.
Interesting. Full disclosure, the the left half of the courtyard map is showing up, but the right half where the dwarves are is not.
That is because that is not an actual map that was made.
Okay.
That's just sort of theater of the mind where they're kind of in their, like, they're in the room.
I'll walk up and continue my cover and feign interest and say, did you find anything else? Perhaps something that I might be able to take to the inn and study.
One of them pulls out a small slide whistle that looks like it was a child's toy. It's battered, and whenever they try to play it, it does not play, but they're still excited by it nonetheless, as Gillian holds it up and says, well, you think must have been a child's toy. Yes. Couldn't have been the Emperor's, was it? As you see, off in the distant past, you see an Emperor playing the slide whistle.
Could be.
Well, that's about all we found so far over the past little while. You've not been down there for very long. Did you find anything interesting?
Not in so much. I will let you know the ruins are occupied. I'm just kind of gonna leave that hanging.
All right.
Bring some friends. Prepared friends.
Well, what do you mean? Occupied? That seems dour. Quite dangerous.
No. They don't seem particularly aggressive, but it depends on how greedy your expedition may become.
Well, we're not here don't want to take anything. We're not here for monetary gain. We're here to learn, or to know things.
I would advise you to make sure that desire stays in check.
Of course. We're meant to treat the dead with the utmost respect. We have our word. We'll not disturb anything. You can go back to the Holy Emperor and report back to her that we're quite within our boundaries. Don't you worry.
I will be doing so.
We understand this isn't just an archaeological site. This is a grave site, and it's to be respected as such.
I'll bow and I'll say I might be around another day or so, but we would likely be leaving.
Well, you're gonna want to take this to the Emperor, as he hands him to the book. Definitely the finest find we've seen.
The Primordial Plains book?
Yes.
Certainly, I will deliver it to them as soon as I get back.
I think it's actually the precursor of, well, I've seen books like it, but I've never seen the introduction. There's probably other pieces to it. I believe I've seen chapter 2 on a nearby bookseller. Of course, it's not written in Old Common, but it's all mostly the same. Once you learn how to read it.
I will take the book and I will pull out a page from like a notebook that I have on my person, and I will write them a receipt for this item and let them know that it will be at the Capitol Library waiting for them. And I'll hand them the receipt.
Take it and many thanks, many thanks. I'm glad that the crowd itself is finally finding use in these delves into the past.
It's most likely not going to be a long interest, or a long-standing interest, but for now,
After seeing that book, who knows?
I will bow again and I say my compatriots should be up shortly.
All right. Meanwhile, down in the crypts, what is the final gambit? Down in the
We're
vaults.
gonna see if Smoke can convince them to let
Yeah.
us pass. If not, then we leave.
I'm
All
doing
right.
enhance ability Eagle Splendor on him for advantage on charisma
I
checks for
I
future
got
reference.
that as well.
So I got D4 and advantage. So I wish to approach the ghosty. And I speak to them. I say, I address them, guardsmen. As I
They both
and-
turn their attention towards you.
I am of the king's bloodline. He has sent me to come and inspect this vault.
We smell it.
I have a token from him as proof of my affiliations as I hold up the chains. I say, you can inspect the runes here. They aren't, this was in fact in possession of his.
And what is your request?
The king requires something from the vault. I am not at liberty to expose what that may be. But my companions and I have come to retrieve it. If you could allow us passage, it would be much appreciated, and I will forgive your earlier transgression of striking me.
You can roll a persuasion check.
That's a 8. That's a 26. I guess I'll roll a D4 on top. That's a 29.
We let no one pass but the king. But you can smell your bloodline. You can access the king's contingency vault. You seem to be well situated, do bear his mark. As one of the doors opens,
Which one was that?
the one on the far side. However, the other vaults remain locked.
Alrighty then.
Well,
As this is the King's Contingency Vault. It seems, whoops, Gracie, I will kill you and feed you to the squirrels that you love to watch. The King's Contingency Vault is, and you can
I
see
beckon for Klaus.
they actually come in with you.
Oh, that's right. He's AFK.
Summer.
Oh, never mind.
This is the vault that holds the wealth and riches of the King's family. Those that they are able to access. as they are standing there just kind of watching you. I will say, as soon as anyone else tries to enter, there is a guard that butts into the, sort of stands in the space.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
That being
is
said,
there
it
anything
doesn't
of
look
like?
like there's anything locked here. It looks like it is a vault that is filled with... At one point, it was probably a lot of money. Maybe 100 gold pieces? 100 gold pieces 700 years ago is a lot of money. Now it's a fairly sizable sum.
Freaking inflation.
But, however, there is a chest. And in this chest, there is what appears to be a... You know what, let's make it random. How about that?
Cool.
It's always fun to roll randomly to see what a magic item
A
is.
deck of many things.
It's a deck.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a genie's wish ring. You now own 6 genies, and they all grant you 17 wishes, and you can wish for anything because they just don't care. What would you like? What do you look? I'll even let you choose. Would you like a wondrous item, a ring, weapon, armor, staff?
I will say I am using just like kind of basic armor. Well, yeah, I'm wearing just plate right now. Cuz it's the yeah, so it'd be armor.
All right, roll a d26.
Google has given me a 22. Sorry, Google Assistant.
You're a paladin, right?
Yes.
Right. Inside is what appears to be a set of plate mail, and it has a white tabard that still remains beautifully, pristinely white. It bears the symbol of the Kingdom of Eisenfeld. This is before the thorned iron crown. This one instead shows what appears to be a... well... it's essentially what appears to be like a lump of iron with a hammer that's beating down onto it, or a lump of gray rock that has a hammer that is wheeling down on it. It's, despite the fact that it's been stuck in here for years, hundreds of years, centuries, it's still gleaming and pristine.
I pick it up and I carry it with me, and I turn to the 2 guards and I say, "Thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me this passage. I appreciate your trust." As I begin to leave.
As you sort of turn, they make their way out. They watch you.
I will make the king aware of your kindness.
They nod their heads. King knows of our duty.
And I head up.
Like I said, unfortunately, beyond that, you're not going to unlock any of the vaults without either knocking them out or finding a way to get the king himself in here. Good luck.
If only we had an illusion wizard. Shit.
But that is even so, it's a pretty interesting set of armor. As you probably make your way up, you can see past the level. Every now and then you do hear the faint scraping of what sounds like the Manabane beetles that are crawling around the various sort of darkened corners and corridors and things like that, but make your way up unperturbed. Like I said, there's I'm surprised you didn't get greedy.
Well, I mean, I tried.
I wanted to kill some people.
Did you?
I wouldn't do that, but it would have been a very, 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 very difficult fight against the Spectral Guardians, unless something had been done to weaken them. But you make your way back up. You can see Gilliam and Jillian are happily going away with their little tiny little hammers and picks, and slowly digging through the entryway of the Scorched Keep itself, little square by little square. As you emerge, you can see Zara is already there. She has I don't know, would Zara have like the cracked leather book in her hand, or would she like hide it?
She would hide it.
Alright. Zara is sort of standing there. You can see she's looking out in the courtyard. The captain is with the mercenaries, and they appear to be all gathered around the fire. You know, having what appears to be... They're finally tucking into the meat that was spit roasting over the fire. As Zara, you hear them approach and you turn. They look intact.
The party?
Yeah, they don't look like they've suffered any sort of damage or had to fight at all.
Good. I'm glad.
I imagine Joseph Smoke carries a massive set of plate mail, because that's not the type of thing you could tuck into a backpack.
Yeah, no, I'm carrying it. I'm already like pulling off pauldrons. I'm slipping this bitch on.
Right. It's gonna be a short one this week, because I've got to go deal with family.
Is that where we're gonna end it there? Us leaving the dungeon?
You leave the dungeon and you gained what you wanted. It's a big gain for Joseph Smoke. He's gotten his book on the forging of the iron, and also a set of plate mail. Not necessarily that he has to use it, but whenever you cast Identify on it, because I imagine somebody fucking is, so I'm not gonna be like, who casts it?
I don't have it prepared, but I can.
Anybody have Identify?
I can learn it, but I don't have it prepared.
In a large city, it's pretty... You're very capable of going to get Identify cast on it. It's just a monetary cost. So if nobody has it, they can just pay a monetary fee for a first level ritual. I believe Identify is first level. Double check it just in case. It's first level ritual. It's relatively cheap. Usually they'll go, if you can go to like a specialized shop, and they'll generally charge you only 25 gold pieces for the Identify. Since the, obviously Identify takes a pearl worth 100 gold pieces, but it doesn't get expended, so they've likely got the pearl on them. Identify shows that this is called a Templar plate. It is and it bears the symbol of the Kingdom of Eisenfeld. You have +1 armor class while wearing this armor, so it's +1 plate mail. When you use your Lay on Hands feature, you can expend 10 hit points from your pool of healing to immediately grant a saving throw to end a condition the target is afflicted with. If you expend 20 healing points from your Lay on Hands healing pool, that saving throw is made with advantage. So it's good for a pure paladin, or a high level paladin, because they can grant not just healing, but whenever they can grant saving throws or saving throws with advantage. Alright.
Wait, so I can use my Lay on Hands to
not
let
just,
someone roll a save?
To not just heal, you can also you can expend it to let them make end conditions on literally any condition, not just diseases, not just poisons. Whether it be a condition on being blinded or deafened,
that's really
stunned,
cool, actually.
Any saving throw against a condition, you can expend a bunch, because you're dropping a lot of your Lay on Hands healing points, but you're granting them the opportunity to immediately do it. And obviously you only get to do it once per turn, or you can expend a lot of healing points and give them advantage on it, so that it has the opportunity to likely immediately end it. And even failing that, it's still a very good set of plate mail. Alright. You retire to the nook and cranny. You can see Darla is there rushing back and forth with tankards in hand. Furlough, with his bright red face, sort of waves at you and says, come on in! Have you met my friend?" As he sort of pats another halfling on the back. You're actually surprised to see it's your halfling ally. One from the ship, the one your stowaway, sort of talking with him, his gaunt form.
Lincoln.
Do what? Lincoln, yes. Lincoln is there sort of talking with him as he says, "Oh, we've met before, but I've just been out and about town learning an interesting thing or two. It's nice to get into the size of a city the size of Kurt's Castle. It's been a little bit while, and I'm afraid my talking abilities have been a little bit rusty, but it's nice to exercise them. I myself have made a couple of interesting potions." Time as he slips you 2 vials of basic poison, because he's a poisoner. So you've gained 2 vials of basic poison, with which you can coat weapons. As he sort of goes back to sitting down. Heard a couple of interesting rumors as well, if you want to talk about them later.
Yeah, we can talk about them later.
That is what Lincoln is essentially hired to do at this point until you dismiss him. He's good at making poisons and listening to rumors. I reckon y'all got rooms here? I reckon I can meet you up in them.
Yep.
That's quite alright, Mr. Furlough, as that fat-faced halfling just sort of says, "No, of course not, Mr. Lincoln. I'll meet you upstairs." Or, I guess, not upstairs, backstairs? It's hard to explain in a inn that's built in the side of a mountain. Alright, you'll have the opportunity to, if you want to, talk with Lincoln about rumors around the city. If not, you're free to leave pretty quickly. Obviously, nothing here is required. You still might want to talk to Lord Jurgen von Richten about his son, the Redeemer. Obviously, Lord Jurgen von Richten knew who he was. In fact, he almost lost his life to him. But, still his kid. He might like to know. So there's still some stuff to do around the city if you want to. Not required to. Nipsey.
I go talk to my guy, but yeah.
Yeah, and obviously go talk to the guy. But Nipsey is ready to leave at your leisure. That being said, the longer you delay, the longer until... I mean, every day you delay is another day that the King of Black Everfrost is slowly creeping to the south. So every day that you delay is another day that you're not advancing this prophecy that's supposed to counter it. And so it's a balance of side quests versus main quest. And we will end it right there. A short one, but since I've got so much family around today, it's a little bit like
Hectic.
awkward, a little bit hectic. I'm gonna end it right there.